being prepared. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you hold the key, it'll hold on the glow plugs. Turn the key back, turns them off. Just turn it just before it starts. Yeah, I know, I'm holding it forever, so sue me. Thing hasn't started in, I don't know, 2 months. Okay, so like I said before, today I got to take off this cutting deck. Do it every year. And I made, well actually, part of, I got I think it's a Warn 60-inch snowplow for an ATV that I cobbled together a mount to go on this bucket, bolts right on. And it's a real cobble job, but it gets the job done. I could care less. Last year I had an issue with it. I don't know, I must abuse it because it folded over 1/4-inch steel. So I had to reinforce it, weld some angle in place. I don't know what that is. Something a squirrel put on there. But you get the idea. So this is the frame. I made these brackets, sliced the frame with an angle grinder, welded it, welded the seams, both sides, top, bottom, all the way down. Cut these out, put the 2x2, I don't know, what is that? Almost 1/4-inch, 3/16 wall. I don't know, angle on the side, bolts. It's done pretty okay. I'd say the one disadvantage with this is it hangs really far off the bucket and sometimes makes it hard to steer. You lose quite a bit of steering once you have a heavy load in the front of the bucket. Let me get you set up over by the tractor. We'll start taking that deck off and we'll go from there. All right, back at the tractor. So I'll show you guys really quick. Get on my knees, the hurting knees. So you get a pin right here. And on the other side, get around. There's this lever. When you pull that pin out, you can drop this down, and this bracket connects all the way back there. Will literally lift off, come right off, disconnect in the front. Easy system. Under the deck, you got these brackets right here. These pins come out, disconnect. One on each side. Very easy. Only thing to make it easier is when lowering the deck, you have this function right here. You want to make sure it goes as low as it could go. Get to 0. Sometimes they're tricky. You can't get it all the way to 0. Something, in my opinion, Kubota needs to work on is their deck leveling or height adjustments. It can be kind of tricky or a pain if you don't use it all the time. So once you get these pins out on both sides, the deck will fall on its wheels. You can, if you want, take these out, but once you lower it to 0, those wheels should be touching anyway. If not, you could lower your wheels. I don't. I just drag it out. Let's see if you could see right underneath. Probably can't, but you can. You'll see that drive shaft right there for the deck. It's a quick release coupling on it. Pull it, slide it back, thing slides right off. I take care of mine. I actually grease it every year. A lot of people don't. They may have trouble. It's pretty easy for me, so you do you, I do me. Anyway, let me get you set up and I'll start this process. before you play with PTOs. Would have to take back what I said about it being easy. Wasn't bad at all. Alright. The reason I lift the tractor up with the front bucket so I don't have to deal with a jack or anything or trying to pull that deck out, because there's a lot in the way under there. So lifting it up with the bucket just gives you space. Pull it out. But Patrick, you're flattening your wheels. I don't care. They're $7. And that's that. Deck is out. Looks like I need to do a little bit of maintenance on it. That belt is so good. So I'm going to pull it out a little bit more and blow it off with the leaf blower. All right. Another cold start. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She's cool. Good enough. All right. Another thing I like to do is make sure everything is greased up. I don't know why I always do it before I put it up for the winter. Just do the best I can to keep moisture out of it, because unfortunately, seen inside of my garage, I don't have space. Something I hope to address here in the future. But I really love this Milwaukee M12 grease gun. Man, is it great. Don't have to sit there and waste time trying to prime and air getting in there and blah blah blah. You guys know the deal. So with further ado, I'm gonna grease this thing up before I put it up. All right. Gotta do the thing. Very nice. And I need my rack for some of these because I've missed a few. I can almost read a book. Oops. Let's get some batteries under pressure. Always gotta get the universals. Alright. One more. And it was just enough. I ran out of grease. Alright. Take you on a journey with me and how I move these. I know those wheels always work really good for me. I grease them, so I just pick it up. And I struggle more than I should. Don't wheel for anything in the grass. They don't wheel for anything on cracks. Set it down. Set you guys back up on the sand. Alright. Mysteries. Someday you gotta open those, see what they are. That's what happens when you garbage pick. The cooler I have no room for on the side in my garage. Nice cooler though. The buckets that help me put a fire out in my backyard. Full of ice. Let's go back in the garage. All right, coming around, yeah. Convenient. Nice. All right. Alright, pretty much I try to get all this out the best I can every year. Scraper. Just don't want it in there. It promotes rust. I want this to last as long as I can. I don't look for perfection. too cold to set up a power washer. So, by the way, this is Michigan, so who knows what the weather is going to be. It's already, what, December 29th, I think, the time I'm filming this. And it's almost 40 degrees out. It's ridiculous. Yet tomorrow it's going to be 25. I don't understand it. I don't understand Michigan. I'd like to go to somewhere like Florida, but who knows. Let's get that out. Every year a little bit more paint comes off. That's fine. Because eventually I'll sandblast and paint it. Not a big deal. Things aren't made to last forever, but better you take care of them the longer they last. Yeah, like all that up here. That's an area that'll go first if it were to rot out. See the discoloration? But this cutting deck does a couple acres, you know, every week, you know, for 3, 4, 5 months. Crazy leaf cleanup. You can see the trees. It's ridiculous around here, but it's okay. I'm gonna set you up over here so I can have at this. Maybe speed you up here. That's good enough to me. I'm going to blow it out a little bit, of course, but if anybody knows Kubota decks, there is definitely service you have to do in these stupid things. You get the blades and these cups. These cups get damaged pretty easy. It's something, I don't know, you probably want to replace, I don't know, every couple years of taking these blades on and off to sharpen. I mean, they look like they have a lot of meat, but these are actually pretty worn down. And there's some beefy blades, but definitely something you need to do every so often. Otherwise, it just makes your job that much harder getting the blades back on. That's something you don't want either. I heard someone talking. Neighbor probably getting their dog. But you're never going to get this fine stuff off. You'd have to sit there with a pressure washer and blast the crap out of it. Soap and water. But you get the thick stuff off. You hear that thick stuff off. You do good. Get the loose paint. Because to be honest, I'd rather have surface rust than something turning into rot. You can always sand surface rust, but if it starts harboring moisture under that loose paint, it's going to rot out. Now, let me get the blower, clean this out a little bit, and then I also spray down with just any cheap lubricant I have, WD-40, penetrating oil, just something to put a coat on there and get me through a few months. Throw a tarp on it and call it good for the winter. Because come April, May anyway, depending on what Michigan decides to do to us, we'll either put this back on then or a month later, depends on snow.